Morning, lovers. Little impromptu video right here. Let's start this one off with a joke. What do you call a Moor that still pays taxes? A lack separatist. So, let's get right down to it. J. Essex confirmed something that I suspected for one entire year. He said that there's a license plate code. Now, first of all, I hear my spirit guides talk to me, but mostly I hear them talk to me while driving in the car. I don't know if that's because of the antenna, but I remember specifically Kimberly Bunch saying that Kimberly Bunch said that she saw me in my truck video, and she said that she saw the Nagas flying with me. So the bottom line is that when I figured out that the Confederacy really won the Civil War, that information was fed to me from a spirit guide. Same thing with CC River. When one day I was at my computer and I was watching a CC River video and I said, geez, I wonder what type of alien she is. And the voice inside my head just said, she's a Pleiadian. And it's one of those things where you have to just know how to listen to it. And the voice inside my head also spoke when, I think the day after I got arrested. No, it was on Christmas Day. I was at Sonic's and Sonic's drive-thru getting grilled chicken with no mayonnaise. The voice inside my head told me that I'd be fine, and I was worried about nothing as far as this charge is concerned. So I knew there was a license plate code, and I knew this a year ago because I'd be driving and I'd see letters like the ones that stick out to me that I feel like were for me were the ones that said by J33 or by J something something, by J. For some reason, the by and the J stuck out to me because I thought I was leaving. So J. Essex says that he's going to put this code in a book and sell the book. And by the way, I'm still not going to get a lawyer. I'm still going to represent myself because I am not a lax separatist. I feel as if I am competent enough to stand on my square in court. I feel as if this is a rite of passage. I feel like this might be the thing that gives me my Neo moment. Because you know how you have to like stress someone out in order to get activated? You have to go through hell to get to heaven. Here's the other thing. Did you watch the latest Cyrus King and Makalesi video? Where, what did they talk about? They addressed what I said when I said, oh, Cyrus King's last, I said that Cyrus King has a dark aura, and every time he has something very negative to say. And I cited a specific example when he was talking about crystals, and he's like, well, if you don't know where they come from, and blah, 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 you'll never reach enlightenment. If you don't know where the crystal comes from, you'll just be lost forever. And what did they talk about? What did they talk about in that last video Makalesi uploaded? They talked about crystals and how we'd have to go purchase a book and read up on where they came from. That was actually beside the point. The point was that Cyrus King's aura is so freaking dark. So Cyrus King teach the license plate code. And it's one of those things where I knew innately that there was a license plate code, because I feel like it was taught. Okay, Cyrus King once said that you reached enlightenment when you can hear your spirit guides. I can hear mine. They tell me Masonic secrets and some other things. I can tell when the thought comes from me. I can tell when the thought comes from them. And they give me bits of information when I'm ready for it. I was ready for this license plate code thing a year ago. Just that I couldn't... I just couldn't... No one was able to verify it till now. Because when you think about it logically, why is there letters and numbers on a license plate? It makes no sense, because corporations are all about the bottom dollar, which is money. So it'd be so much easier every year to get a sticker with a barcode, which would be so much cheaper, because you wouldn't have to have prisoners make these license plates. You just have stickers with a barcode on them that you get a new one every year, just like you have to get a sticker for your car every year. It makes way more sense. It's a lot faster just to scan them. And you can scan them with you can make a police scanner out of it and track people a lot more efficiently that way. So they came up with, and the license plate thing is just more proof that the profane are here just to be the puppets to the wizards of the world. If you didn't think the profane were useless and out of control of their life before, well, think about the license plate code now, because now you know that the profane are just there to do things like put on shirts that have the number 33 or 13 on them, or carry a message unbeknownst to them with a license plate. So you have to understand, the profane are just there to enact the wizard's will. And so, what is this shit about? JSX said he wasn't going to die till 2018. Said he was going to be on a plane crash in 2018. He said he was going to be on a plane that crashed into a spaceship. Now he's saying he's going to fall out of a chair. I guess he forgot to buy his life alert. All senior citizens must have life alert. That's the first thing that popped in my mind when he said that. I was like, I guess it's make a commercial for life alert. I always thought he looked like Wilford Brimley. By the way, Jay Essex, I thank you very much, because you are somewhat useful. I will give you that. Matter of fact, I've always said that I enjoyed your videos. Even though I was highly critical of you, I always said I enjoyed your videos. I still do. I still look forward to them. And even though I know you're not a jinn, I know that you're source energy, which is something close to that because both are soulless. They probably won't admit that, but that's the truth. Let me clear up another misconception right now. You've all heard about... Well, first of all, let me say something else. Okay, I found out that I'm legit Anunnaki. Legit. So is J.B. Murdoch. So your next question is, what house do you belong in? I belong in the house of the Ceausescu Palace in Romania, along with J.B. Murdoch and Dr. Sebi, the guy that sells cure cancer treatment. Okay, and then if you go watch the J. Essex video he did about me called "Don't Let the Fools Bother You," he clearly says, "Oh, there's this guy Jason Wobble out there, but that's okay because I have Anunnaki watching this all the time." So if you watch that video, he right there he says indirectly that I'm Anunnaki, and it makes perfect sense. It's not like it's a stretch of the imagination. Okay, so let me clear up this misconception. Well, first of all, let me apologize because they kept me up last night from 1:30 to 6 a.m. So anyway, here's the misconception. This is the selling your soul misconception. It's not so much a misconception, it's just that it's not accurate. Here's the accurate statement. When you sell your soul, you're stripping your soul so your soul can get out. And I've cross-examined this information. It first came from Ruben Angelo, who spoke to a dragon, and then I cross-examined this information with my cyborg TV show writer. So when you sell your soul, you're not really selling it, you're stripping it and giving it to someone like a Dark Lord. You're stripping your soul and giving it away so your spirit can get out. So it does make you weaker. And obviously the Dark Lords don't want you to become strong, they want you to be weak. But see, the Dark Lords don't sweat you if you give them your soul so your spirit can get out. However, they do sweat you if you are a Messiah seed, because sons of ether have to obey sons of clay. Another way of saying that is sons of fire have to obey sons of clay, and I'm a son of clay. That means that Gilbert has to do what I say when I get out of here. So you have to understand, when you sell your soul, you're just giving away your will, you're giving away your personality, you're giving away your conscious, like as in the right or wrong type of conscious. You're giving all that away, but the more accurate statement is that you're stripping it so your spirit can get out. So I hope that clears that up, because selling your soul is not really the worst thing you can do. The worst thing you can do is just go be a Christian. Go be a Christian. I'm not getting a lawyer. You know what they did? I'll tell you real quick what they did. Okay, my TV show writer is a cyborg, right? a lot of people have access to his brain, right? So he had a conversation with me on YouTube where we were messaging back and forth. And then the next day, the Matrix reflected that conversation in the form of a YouTube video, which was a video where there was a podcast type of video where the host of it was interviewing two guests, and the two guests were consciously reenacting the conversation we had, but they were putting a code and a spin on it. And basically, the suggestion there was that they were going to extract me for this trial, but they're not going to do it now because what happened is, in this podcast, they said they were talking about what we were talking about the Ceausescu Palace in Romania, and one of the guys in the podcast says, "Oh, Ceausescu said the wrong word, and he got shot in the head." Ceausescu was giving a speech at the palace, and he said one wrong word, and then he got shot in the head. But that's not how Ceausescu died. So they encoded so much stuff about our conversation. I could go on, but they encoded so much stuff about our conversation that the problem is that I think now I have to wait for the 5 Anunnaki houses to collapse into 3.5, and and the reason why those houses are collapsing into 3.5 is because of yours truly and others like J.B. Murdoch and some other people. So we have to wait until those fucking Anunnaki houses collapse until I can be free to do what I want at the old time. Why? Because sons of fire, sons of ether, Cyrus King, Macalesi, Gilbert, Charles Barkley, etc., have to obey me.